Well, hey there, Bright Light, and welcome to this week's episode of Urban Shamanism with me, 𝐒𝐨𝐭𝐡𝐢𝐧𝐠, where I give you the sacred energy tools for an extraordinary life in the concrete jungle. And this week we are in episode number 10 of our 12-part video series, The 12 Universal Laws of Divine Purpose, where I am sharing with you universal laws as sure as gravity that you can rely on for awakening your divine purpose. You know, the thing you were put here to do, so you can work with the flow of the universe instead of against it. With that, let's dive right into today's episode, which is the 10th universal law of divine purpose. I love this law because it freed me to create what I wanted to create with pure abandon, completely unattached to the outcome. But first, here's how you know you need to hear this law. Do you ever feel scared to pull the trigger on your creations? Are you afraid to fail? Or maybe even worse, afraid to succeed? Are you worried what others might think or whether or not your desired creation or expression is really any good? Do you ever feel unworthy of birthing your creation? Like, who am I to do this? I used to feel the same way until I got this law, and that is this. The universe really wants this for you, but there's no salvation in it. It's just life, so create for the sake of creating. Here's what this means. Spirit wants you to be happy, joyous, and free. The universe wouldn't have inspired you with your divine idea if it didn't want you to have it and didn't also give you the means with which to create it. But it also doesn't really care if you do it or not. That may sound callous, but here's the thing. We have no choice but to evolve. So if you don't wake up to your divine purpose in this lifetime, you eventually will. But there's also free will in each lifetime, and Spirit lets you completely no matter what. So there's no salvation in doing it or not doing it, which actually really lets off the pressure valve. But here's the thing. If there's no salvation either way, why delay your happiness? Why put off your dreams? Let the idea of death be a teacher for you. How will it feel if you are on your deathbed someday and you didn't do the thing you were inspired to do? Would you regret it? Remember, you are a spiritual being having a human experience, which means you chose to come to this earthly plane to evolve as a soul and remember who you really are as spirit. Nothing more, nothing less. Anything else is just illusion. The earth plane is just energy condensed to appear as matter. Everything is really just energy. Ask Einstein. I am not making this up. We're just in a super dense plane of existence. And if you believe in the matter over the energy, you're stuck in the illusion of separation. So remember, nothing really matters. Such relief. And when you remember who you really are and what you came here to do, it puts everything into perspective. Let yourself awaken to the dream of this virtual reality. By the way, I'm not saying nothing is real. Love is real. Everything else is bullshit, fear-based ego conditioning that you chose to come awaken from. When you remember this, you are lucid living, and it frees you because you become unattached to earthly ego rules and you wake up to the unlimited laws of spirit, which is that you are a powerful creator. And when you remember that the universe wouldn't have inspired you with it if it didn't want you to have it, you know that you were meant for it and that the universe has your back. You have legions of support in the energetic realm helping you, guiding you, clearing obstacles, and cheering you on. Guides, angels, allies, ascended masters, light beings, and your higher self, which means you can stay out of any attachment to results or outcomes. And when you do, the most miraculous thing happens. You play all out. And when you play all out, unleashed by the constraints of your ego, which wants to keep you small, extraordinary results happen. Abundance flows in, freedom is yours, but only if you release all attachment to the outcome and simply create for the sake of creating. Because what else is there to do? You are on your hero's journey. The only real goal is to wake up to who you truly are and create what you want to create. But here's where you might get stuck. The ego survives based on your belief in the illusion of separation from spirit. So it tries to feed you all kinds of programmed lies about how the world works in an effort to keep you stuck and small. This is how it keeps you safe. But this safety is only based on your limiting beliefs. It wants to keep you in the box. These are also known as the fear dragons. And as we said in Divine Purpose Law number 8, What fun is a hero's journey without any fear dragons to slay? But they are just trying to derail you from your purpose, which is living as your most authentic expression of yourself. So don't let them take you out of the game. With that, here's your weekly inner shaman practice. Each morning and night this week, set a reminder timer. This reminder timer is your wake-up call to, just for that moment, no matter how off the rail the days went or how lost in the illusion your ego got you, to remember who you really are as a spiritual being. To remember that life is not to be taken as seriously as you're making it. It's sacred, but not important in the ways your ego would have you believe. So invite God in and hand over whatever thing you think you are controlling. Remember, you have so many spiritual support guides and beings in the unseen, known and unknown. Invite them in. Invite them in to walk with you. And then say this mantra, which I learned from author and channeler Paul 𝐒𝐤𝐬. I know who I am. I know what I am. I know how I serve. I am here. I have come to the upper room. All is sacred, as am I. All is holy, as am I. All is blessed, as am I. All is divine, as am I. And so it is. This puts everything into perspective and you become free again. Remember, life has no meaning other than the one you give it. There is nowhere to go and nothing to do other than to wake up to the dream and create for the sake of creating. And I'll share a little secret with you. There were many days when I showed up to crickets as I was birthing my divine purpose. And my ego would have had me throw in the towel on day 2 if I let myself be attached to those results. But I trusted that all I ever had to do was follow the little impulse that my muses put in my heart, one baby step at a time, and continue to hand the results over to spirit. Create space, get inspired, have intention, step, and release. And repeat. That's how I've created this entire business, my divine purpose, which is helping you awaken yours. It wasn't without the fear dragons, but facing them helped me know what you also might face in your own divine expression, so that I can give you the support to see them and not let them take you out. It's like cosmic poetry, and now I'm grateful for them, and you will be too. They make the actualization of your divine purpose that much sweeter. So here's what you learned today. The 10th universal law of divine purpose, and that is that the universe wants this for you, but there's no salvation in it. It's just life. Nothing really matters, so just create for the sake of creating. 2, where you might get stuck with it. And 3, how to work with it energetically using this week's inner shaman practice in your new mantra. Now take action. Download your cheat sheet, the 12 universal laws of divine purpose, at steffiefunk.com/divine purpose laws. Then let me know in the comments. How does it feel knowing that the only real purpose of life is to create what you want to create simply for the sake of creating it, so that you can experience the same joy of creation that Spirit felt when it created you? And yay for sticking with me this far. You definitely won't want to miss next week's episode of Urban Shamanism and the 11th universal law of divine purpose, which is the ultimate reminder and sheer relief that your creation isn't even really yours. From God, to God, for God. See you then.